Hi and welcome to today's video where I have an unboxing of a gift with purchase and the actual purchase that I've made from Harvey Nichols. It's a fragrant gift set that is worth in excess of £275 with purchases from the beauty section. I'm not sure if it's in store, but it's certainly online, and you have to make a minimum spend of £125 and you must buy a minimum of 2 items. This came live on Thursday and I made my selection straight away because I was concerned that it would sell out. So what I was looking for, I didn't really have to go searching because I knew what I wanted. I wanted Gabrielle by Chanel. This is the travel set. This is the original Gabrielle, which is quite an expansive bouquet of flowers. Unlike the Essence, which is much reduced. The Essence I think is quite boring, but I think this is a bit more lively with more breadth of fragrance. And it is either, I don't think this one doesn't have sandalwood, but the Essence does, and I really don't like sandalwood. So this cost me £125. So I still had to buy another item. Because although there was a sale on at Harvey Nichols, Chanel don't reduce their items, so that was full price. And the best thing you can get when buying Chanel is, or some other top-end brands that will not reduce prices, is to wait for a gift with purchase. So I then selected from a brand I really do enjoy. It's Uma, and it's the Brow Fro Blowout brow gel with fibres. It's very much like some of the Benefit ones. It's got a beautiful iridescent, multicoloured, multi-metallic casing, and that's it. So it's a very pale blonde number 1. I think they had 2 blondes. The second blonde was golden, but on the model looked quite dark, and this looked quite light. I don't think I've had one this light before, so I love Uma Beauty, so I should be glad to give that a try. But because a lot were on very low prices, I think that might be being cleared out from Harvey Nichols. The next item that also was a freebie was the Magic Energy fragrance from Charlotte Tilbury, one of the new fragrances. Now, when these items came, they came in 3 boxes. The first box, and it was quite a large box, had this, and I ordered on Thursday. This came on Saturday, so that came first, and then I got obviously notifications that they were coming, and then I thought, well, the other might come Monday, but instead I got a message to say that 2 more parcels were coming the same day, and they were delivered with the same delivery guy. So I had 3 parcels same day. I can only think they came from different warehouses. These 2 came in an A4 bubble wrap envelope, and then the gift with purchase came in another large box. So this is the gift with purchase that is worth over £275, and it's all fragrance. But when you purchase items, it didn't have to be fragrance, it's anything from the beauty line. I just happened to buy the Gabrielle. So I'll show you what's inside. It's not as pretty as it was when it arrived, because I have messed with them. So here they are. So at the top we have at first 3 samples, and they are from Replica, which is Maison Margiela Paris. I do like that brand. I've got a couple of fragrances from them. Now, it said on the website that it was, or on one website that explained what was in the box, that it was on a date, but I got Autumn Vibes, which I would have preferred because I wanted to try that. And this is supposed to be a representation of Montreal 2018 Woody Trail with red leaves, and it's memory in a fragrance. So this is red leaf, like dry leaf, woods, I would say quite semi-sweet but not particularly sweet, spicy notes. There is I think quite a bitter smell as well to this, but it's not a particular favourite of ours. I wouldn't buy a large bottle or anything. It's probably good for layering, but not ideal for either me or Mr. Bear, because we've tried that one, but it's great to have it. The next item I think we've had before, and it is from Acqua di Parma Blue Mediterraneo, and it's Mandarino of Sicilia, of Sicilia, yes, so it's Sicily. So I've had it before. It is an aquatic, lemony sort of fragrance. Got bergamot in, a bit of orange in, a bit of spice, a bit of basil. Not my particular favourite because the green spicy notes is quite green, and Mr. Bear doesn't particularly want to use it himself, but I'm sure we will get it used at some point. And then the final item from the small test, individual testers that were tiny, is by Fenty, and it's the Eau de Parfum. Now I know Fenty did perfumes years ago with the Riri range, which might have been with Coty, because they make a lot of household perfumes and label them up. I didn't particularly, I couldn't appreciate those fragrances because of the quite heavy artificial nature, but this one is quite well blended, and the bottle is quite beautiful to me, at least. There it is. Now, I haven't seen it in person because I've not been anywhere. I had to see it since it's been released, but it's quite a brave fragrance. It has orange. I'd say it's got blood orange. It's got amber. It's got warm spices, so there is a sweetness to it. It's very strong. It's very sensual. I wouldn't say it's office appropriate. You could probably wear it in summer or in winter. But when I tried it, when it arrived, it was gone after a very short period of time. It had no staying power, which is very, very sad, given that it's, you know, it's quite expensive. What you would need to do is employ techniques to try and get it to stay, such as applying oil or Vaselines on the skin where you're going to spray this. I wouldn't say it's a particular favourite. I'd have to see if it would grow on me, but on just first trial, it's unusual, but not one that I would pick up a full bottle. Not at this moment in time, but I may give it a bit more of a trial. Then onto, I've got a set here, a large item, a full set. From Charlotte Tilbury, and it's her new fragrances. So this set is, I think, £25, and you get 6 fragrances, and I shall talk about them possibly on another video, but that's where I have got those. And then I have I'll go through the fragrances. There's a set here of 8, which are made travel size, I would say. So whilst none of them are full size, that you've got a really good opportunity to sample these pretty well. So I've got them in some sort of order here, believe it or not. And I've tried to do it alphabetical, but I did go wrong at some point. So I'm going to go through and explain and share with you. The first perfume is by a brand called 2787. So that's a fairly newish brand, and it's called Genetic Bliss. So the fragrance comes, I'll show you the bottle. It's quite more masculine leaning bottle. It's black, but I do like black bottles. There it is. I don't know if you can see there. That is it. And it says the notes are wood, powdery, oud, musky, and warm spice. And then if I go on, it says it's got woody notes, sandalwood, agialwood, musk, and Balambra tree. I've not heard of Balambra tree. So I've actually did cut up some papers and sprayed the fragrances on. So I'm going to look through that and find the correct one. 28. I bet it, there it is, right? So this has been on about 20 hours, I would say, by this point. It's got very little fragrance on the paper. What I can smell is sandalwood, which I don't like. But I will spray this. I'll show you this. So this one is 8ml, I think. Let me just see on here. 7ml. Yeah. So Genetic Bliss. So this is more masculine leading. Like I said, anyone can wear these fragrances, but I think they've got a good mix of some more feminine types and more masculine, but they're leading more to, I would say, unisex fragrances. So that's where it comes. It doesn't have a lid. It has a sprayer, but no cover on the sprayer. And I'm going to put it back on this one, but I'm going to spray it away from the old spray mark, so I can get a completely fresh one and make sure it's away. There it is. So this is 7ml worth £27. Yes, it is woody. You do smell the the projectors in this fragrance. So there's quite a lot of alcohol. Obviously it is mainly alcohol, but yeah, that's the first whiff. And aldehydes. It smells quite fresh and woody at first sniff. I quite like it, but it's the dry down that's problematic for me because of the sandalwood. It depends how many hours it would take to develop. What you could then do is layer something else on top. Now, this is more one that I think Mr. Bear would appreciate more than me. He said it was okay, quite like that. So this one he will use that one. The next one is by a UK brand, a British brand, and it is Boudicca the Victorious, but I don't know if it's Boudicca because I think it was the pit queen that fought the Romans. Was Boudicca, but spelt Boudicca, so I'm not sure if it is Boudicca or Boudicca, but I presume they'll be saying it's Boudicca the Victorious. So this is a fairly newish brand. They have a number of fragrances. This is one of the most expensive. But 100ml of this is around £440. It's quite expensive. So this one here is the dearest one of all. Let me just go through all of these. Right, and it's called Empire. Now, with this brand, they do have different concentrations, and some maybe a couple of £100, right up to about 400. I think this is one of the dearest ones. So they do have a broad range, and I think it depends on the concentration. But the bottles are absolutely stunning. So this one is Empire. It's 10ml and it's worth £46. So this one, let me just smell it. Very little scent left. No, I think this is an eau de parfum, and most of them are eau de parfum. Although this brand does do eau de toilettes as well in the aftershaves, males colognes. I'm going to smell. Right, there it is. Now, to me, this is absolutely beautiful. So I'm going to go on to the next one. I will show you what it looks like. Boudicca the Victorious Empire. I don't know if you can see, it's a beautiful, like a Byzantine type bottle, but it's supposed to be Old English, isn't it? Around the time of the Picts and the Romans. It looks quite Romanesque. So this says it is fruity. Can't get this, my pad to work correctly, but it's fruity, sweet, white floral, powdery, patchouli, woody, floral. That is on the notes on Fragrantica. I'm going to go forward. So the top notes are peach. Definitely you get the peach, without a doubt. Oh, have I sprayed it? There it is. Yeah, you really do get the peach. It's peach, plum, Sicilian mandarin, pink pepper, Sicilian bergamot. Middle notes, gardenia, magnolia, May rose, sambac, jasmine, raspberry, then the base is raspberry, which is unusual to have a base note, patchouli, white musk, vanilla, sandalwood, vetiver and amber. Now I don't like sandalwood and I don't like patchouli, but they're not present particularly on the opening or the first few minutes of the fragrance. It's utterly stunning, absolutely gorgeous. I will not be buying a full size because I will not be paying £400 for it because it's not a perfect fragrance for me, and that is a lot of money, but it is beautifully blended. Now, this has a gorgeous bottle with a cap, and it is 10ml, like I say. It doesn't tell you on the bottle what it is. I had to look it up for other miniatures and insects, etc. But it has a beautiful pouch. That is one I will definitely be keeping and using for myself. Then I'm just going to go through the next one. Is by again a modern brand, and it's Fugazi, and I'm not sure. I should have looked really where they were from. It says Netherlands. I presume that's where they are based. I'll show you the bottle because I do have it on my pad. There it is. So it's quite a generic type bottle, nothing's too remarkable about it. And this is the little box it came in, and it's called Workaholic. So there we go, we can get it out. Here it is. So this one is, let me see how many mils is Workaholic. Sorry, I'm going through these. 8ml, and it is worth £32. Now let me see what the spray is. Can I see where the spray? Yeah, that's gone. Not always a good sign, because sometimes it's good if they last well. This doesn't have a lid on either, but I will spray away on a fresh part of the paper. There you go. Now this one has coffee, warm spice, floral, vanilla, musky, rose, powdery and amber, according to Fragrantica. And the notes are floral notes, coffee, Bulgarian rose at the middle, and base notes vanilla, white musk and amber. Now musk seems to be having quite a resurgence at the moment, because it's always amber or sandalwood. And ouds, because ouds have been popular for years. I think we're moving more towards a musk period, and certainly oak moss, because oak moss has now become available for it was banned for a long time in perfumery, probably in the last 20 years, and now there's enough stock. It's being put back into perfumes. It's not particularly in this one, but it is changing the base note of the heart of fragrances. So this one really does smell like coffee, and it actually smells like a burnt toffee, or a bit molassesy, a bit like a burnt treacle. That's what it smells like, burnt treacle. Or burnt treacle brittle sweets that you can get, toffees, and that's the main note. But it's coffee. I get treacle, I get floral notes in as well, and then the musk comes through, and a bit of the vanilla. But this is a very, very beautiful fragrance for me. I think it's apt because it's so unusual, and you can imagine the coffee, workaholic. You can imagine the coffee bit. Yeah, someone's sitting there drinking loads and loads of coffee. But no, I really do enjoy this one. I might get, if I really like it, I might buy a full bottle of that, but it's really, really gorgeous. Yeah. And is there any other information? I'm just looking through what information there is. No. So that was Fugazi Workaholic. Then we have from Hematica, Vertical Oud, but it looks like one word, Vertical Oud, but I think it's Vertical Oud. I think it's an oud based one. And Hematica Paris. Now I'm actually wearing a Hematica at the moment. I have a full bottle, and it is Fire Rose. So this one, let me just find the Hematica. Yes, it's 5ml worth £10. Now this you can detect quite well, so it's performing well. Now, funnily enough, Hematica doesn't tend to, because they don't have any alcohol at all. Most alcohol-free ones do have, do have a version of alcohol in, like this butyl alcohol. There's another one like butyl, and then there is the alcohol, ethyl alcohol. There's quite a lot of different alcohols. So generally they won't have ethyl, but they'll have butyl in. This doesn't have any alcohols at all. So I'll show you the bottle of this. Now this comes with no cap, but it's a small bottle. Like I say, 5ml, it's the smallest one. And here is the bottle. Now I do like their bottles. Can you see? It's a tall, thin green bottle. The only thing is they can be knocked over. And it is an oud leather, rose, fruity, sweet, powdery, animalitic, warm, spicy and fresh spicy fragrance. So, my pad just wants to give me information on the actual picture. So it's got agar wood, which is oud, raspberry, leather, rose, saffron, and powder notes. Now that profile has been very, very popular in recent years, and most companies have used that. So I'm just going to say it's beautiful, but I found oud quite dank and dark and heavy. This is quite fresh. And I think they've achieved it because it doesn't have alcohol, which is used to extract a lot of the oils. So it is a much lighter type of fragrance profile, the Hematica range. I like it. I'm not sure I'd buy a full bottle, but I do like it a lot. And that's one I will certainly use myself. The next one, I want to get rid of each one that I've tried, is going to be Maitre Premier Paris, and it's called Parisian Musk. Now this, I think they do quite a number of fragrances. It's a fairly newish fragrance house, but there was four options that you could randomly get. There was a rose one, and I do love rose, but I'm glad I got this insofar as I like to try musk. And this, because musk is now just starting to get back into fashion, and this is Parisian musk, and it's a beautiful miniature bottle that has 6ml in. So I'm going to put that on display. So this one just has its notes, is musky, amber, woody, floral and powdery. So it has Virginia cedar as a top note, normally that would be a bottom note. It has ambrette or musk mallow, which is not my favourite sort of note. And then it's got musk, and then it's got ambretiolide and ambroxan. So other than the musk, the bottom notes aren't generally ones that I would particularly enjoy. But I like the idea of a musk. Now, very little fragrance. Now, I would say this is quite a clean musk. It's not animalistic. It's got no animal notes at all. Now, just does it say animal? No. Musk was originally obtained from animal glands, from deer musk deer. This doesn't have any animalistic notes. It's very, very fresh. It does have quite an unusual top note. I think it is the artificial chemicals that are within it, the ambryolide and the ambroxan. Not a favourite. Mr. Bear said he would use it. He was a bit, but I think what we're going to probably do is just leave it on display as it is. And this one is sold, believe it or not, in these sizes, because in the UK you don't get many small sizes. £35 for this. But I think it just is a skin type fragrance, in all honesty. The next one, I'll put it in his box because I don't want it to get dropped and smashed. So this affords it a bit of protection. So the next one is Memo. So this is Martha by Memo Paris Eau de Parfum. So I do like the Memo as a company. They have quite strong, quite compressed fragrances, in my opinion. Let me just get the Martha. So this is a more feminine side. I would say this range runs more masculine. This is more, I would say, readily unisex fragrance. This is 5ml is worth £26.50. So I can't even see where it is sprayed. Right. So these tend to be quite a sweet dry down. Let me just put this on here. Right. So this is white floral, tuberose. I like tuberose. Wood, vanilla, sweet, yellow floral, powdery, citrus, animalic and green. So the notes are, top notes, orange blossom, which I don't like. I'm not keen on orange blossom as it's represented in fragrances. But it's also got mandarin orange, middle notes, tuberose, ylang ylang, agave. Base note, vanilla, sandalwood, white musk and cedar. I also think Memo leads to more for sales in the Middle Eastern markets. That's what the fragrances are tailored towards. But this one, out of all of them, is one on the lighter end because they are very heavy fragrances. I like the floral notes; they are quite obvious in this one, and it is one that I will use. I'm just concerned whether the sandalwood is going to kick off at some point, but I do love the rest of the notes other than the orange blossom because I love tuberose and like ylang ylang and cedar. And I love mandarin orange, but the orange notes, any citrus are on the top. They don't tend to last. But this is 5ml, and I will certainly use that one up, perhaps more in winter. Then we have from Mitzenser, or Mitzenseer, I don't know. And it is what's the fragrance? For Your Love. So again, this is a newish house. And it's of Geneva, so it's Swiss. And it's for women and men. Most fragrances are nowadays. Now, have I got... That's Memo, get rid of that. It's in there, yeah. For Your Love, 8ml worth £31. Now this one, there's still some fragrance notes on here, which is good. And I shall spray it fresh. Yeah, very nice. Very, very nice. It's got amber, fruity, sweet, patchouli, musky, warm spice, animalistic, balsamic, woody and powdery. So it's got top note of raspberry, which I love. Musk, yes. It's got ambergris. Yes, it does. Patchouli and benzoin. Now, funny enough, I'm not a great fan of benzoin or patchouli, but I do like this fragrance a lot. It is a bit more expensive than I'm willing to pay for this actual perfume. It's about a couple of £100 per box for 100ml. But it is very, very pleasant. It's light, it's airy, believe it or not. It's not a dank patchouli, it's quite fresh, and I don't think patchouli is generally fresh. This is unisex, slightly more feminine, I would say. Absolutely gorgeous. So I'll show you the bottle here. There. And I don't know if I showed you the other bottle as well. Let me just say I'm a bit naughty. If I haven't, that's the memo one. The memo all look quite similar. So with this one, it says, like I say, yeah, the ambergris probably does sting out quite a bit, but I think it's absolutely gorgeous, and I shall use that one. So that one says it is worth £31 and it is 8ml. Then the final one here is, now I've heard of this brand because I watched an Australian lady talking about this brand, and it might have been this fragrance, and this is Sunset Hour by Goldfield and Banks Australia. So let me just get this. So this one is, I don't know if it's 10ml, and it's worth £30. Now, yes, you can still detect some of that on here. So this one has woody, fruity, sweet, warm, spicy, citrus, aromatic, amber, musky, white floral and balsamic notes. So it says it's got, I've never smelled this fragrance of this fruit, Kwandong, desert peach, raspberry, cashmere wood. Then it's got sandalwood, which is my nemesis, mandarin orange, pink pepper, jasmine, sambac, ginger and benzoin. So it's not in a pyramid, it's linear. It's represented linear. It got quite a big bottle. Now I really, really like these fragrances. So there is perhaps a couple, 2 or 3 that I would be interested in buying. It all depends if I can get a good discount on them. But I do have a lot of fragrances. So I'm going to, that's where I sprayed it yesterday. And yes, it's absolutely beautiful. It's a fruity, summery fragrance. Very uplifting, very joyful. And it does say Sunset Hour. Yes, you're on a holiday, but it's like if you're on holiday, not particularly beachy, but it's absolutely a summery or a warm environment. Like if you've got a country that's like Australia, which is warm, a lot of the places are warm all year round, you wear it all year round. But it is something that's quite joyful, playful, perhaps a little youthful. Absolutely gorgeous. I'd have to see whether the sandalwood comes to the present on my skin, and it's not too expensive. It's not, I think it's around £100, something like that, for a bottle for 100ml. So it's dear enough, 130, something like that. But yes, I really do enjoy that. Absolutely beautiful. And I just have to see how the wear time is. So they're all the items, and I did tot them up, and I did get to the same price, that it was worth around £275 if you included the breakdown of all of the sample, everything you got in the box. So like I said, this is still available on the Harvey Nichols website. It won't be there long. It's just that they haven't really promoted it, and it is for members who sign up for their, beauty club. But if you're interested, and at least in trying quite a few fragrances, you could always look the profiles up yourself. And if you are interested and are able, then it may be something that you wish to buy. But I don't encourage people to ever get into debt, particularly for beauty. But fragrance has been a passion of mine for, well, 50 odd years, so it's an awful long time. So I've been collecting perfumes an awful long time. So yeah, I'm really, really pleased, because a lot of the time I might only like a few of the fragrances, but I have really liked all the ones that they have given us in large sizes. So it was really worthwhile to buy the Gabrielle and to get this set free. I do hope they do this again. I would say look out for Advent time. I don't know that there is going to be anything with fragrance, but obviously Harrods do a fragrance beauty box, an advent calendar, so we'll see. But can I say thank you very much for watching. I appreciate that your time is valuable. Hopefully I shall see you soon. Otherwise, please take care of yourselves, and bye for now.